Hello, I'm Vara
And I'm Roxy, and this is Peach.
and Peach, and you're listening to VCR. How's it going, Roxy?
It's going great.
It's going great. Did we have
Yeah.
a fun day
Everybody.
yesterday or what?
Oh man, yesterday
Man,
was a day.
yes, we went out. We did we did a good thing, and
Hmm.
and then we suffered, or at least I suffered from a little bit of heat exhaustion.
No, yeah, me too.
Yeah, and
Woo.
then we went out to eat, and then I promptly went on with the rest of my day. But yesterday, now normally on the VCR show, we bring you something funny or weird, like sports and things like that, and movies.
His weird dating life.
Well, whatever we got to do to entertain you, that's what we're doing. But today, we're going to go jump into something that we rarely do, a more serious side of the VCR show, and that is we are talking about the No Kings protest. Me and Roxy showed up in full force yesterday,
Yes.
and it was literally so. It's the first protest I have ever been to, and the first protest Roxy has ever been to. Isn't that right?
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
um, this is like I get it's not pop culture, but right now it is very much the culture of the U.S.
Hmm.
and how things are going and this and that. So we're not going to get too political here. We're not
Yeah.
we're not saying you're this side, we're this side. We're just talking about the protest in general and how people felt. We did some interviews while we were there. We got some
Mhm.
beautiful photos.
Oh yeah.
People were very happy to talk to us and very happy to see us. I think one of the more touching things that I don't know if you got the same reaction on your post. So I posted several photos and a couple of videos on my Facebook feed, and I huge number of responses to being there,
Hmm.
including a few thank yous for us being
Yeah.
there. And I was like, oh my God, I was like kind of tripped out that anyone would thank us for being at a protest, but it was kind of weird that that even happened. But
Yeah.
see, let's start with shall we start how the day started before we got there? Or
Well,
should
all the stuff that went wrong, you mean?
yes, everything that went wrong. At some point, we had actually thought about not going to protest and just going to get something to eat because everything we were doing was
It's
wrong.
like stuff just kept going wrong. I was
Yeah.
like, what is going on? Am I not supposed to go to this thing?
Yes, first off, we both woke up late. And
Yes.
after the joy of waking up late, we were both hungry. So I told Roxy, hey, look, you head this way. We'll take my car, and then we will. I'll go pick up some Whataburger. And so that's what we did. You know, she was getting ready. I got ready, jumped in the car, went to Whataburger, picked up our food, came back. Roxy was all excited about her her food,
So excited.
pulls it out because I already ate mine because I
Yeah.
I
When I
couldn't
got in
wait
the
any
car, he was like
longer. Like,
devouring
I was like,
his. So
Nom, nom, nom." So gave her hers, and she's like, "What the fuck is this?" And I looked at it, and I'm
I
like,
opened it. I'm like, ew, what is this?
and even I looked at it, and the way it looked, I was like, "Ew, that looks gross." But it not just was it gross looking, it was completely the wrong thing.
Yeah, that's not what I ordered.
And then she's like, "Well, I guess I'll just have my coffee." I was like, "No, we'll go back to Whataburger." So I'm driving back to Whataburger. She drinks her coffee and is like, "This is trash."
This coffee is trash.
I was like, I can't win."
I was like, this it's trash, but I'm still gonna drink it.
Yes, I
And
was
I
like,
did. And
fuck me. And I was like, so we went back. Now we get to Whataburger to say, hey, this isn't right. And they were happy to replace it, but here's the issue. They couldn't replace that particular thing because they had already stopped serving breakfast. And I was like, well, I'm looking at them like, Roxy's gonna be pissed. Why the fuck would you do this to me? And so I had to explain to Roxy, it ain't
Yeah, he
happening.
calls me and he's like, so they can fix it, but breakfast is over. And so they don't have that right now.
Like, do you
And I was like,
want something?
oh my God, you're
Yeah.
kidding me.
I was like, would you like something else from the menu? And she's like,
I was
no.
like, no, I
Uh,
wanted that.
I was like, You know what? Fuck y'all.
You know,
Just
like once your mind is set on breakfast, like you want breakfast, and
yes.
you're like, now I have to have a burger instead of what I was. I don't want that. I
No. Mm-mm. So
was like, I'll just eat these hash browns.
it ended with me having to promise her to get her crawfish after the
Yes.
protest. And then she was so upset that during while we were driving to the protest, she's like, you know what? I don't know if I want crawfish. I was like, well, fuck. What do you want?
I'm so mad. I don't know what I want anymore.
So we parked, so I deliberately parked far away from the protest. And that was deliberate because like I didn't know what to expect. I wasn't sure if we were going to have a peaceful protest, if some fights were going to break out and we're going to have to disperse because if you park close to it and a fight or a riot or something breaks out, you're kind of
You're
trapped. You
stuck.
can't you
Yeah.
can't get away. So I parked at my former job and I said, look, when we parked, I told Roxy, if we get separated for any stupid reason, this is where we need to meet, because I didn't know what to expect. So we're walking that way, and then we see a lot of people leaving because, of course, we're late. And
Right.
Roxy was very much like Miss Debbie Downer.
I was. I was like, people are leaving. It's over. Like
Yes. Why are we
we
why are we
missed it.
walking? Why are we keep
We missed
going?
it. Why are we gonna keep going?
I was like, we have to finish the quest. She was not having it.
I was still
She
mad
was
because of my
not fucking
breakfast, so
having
I
it.
was just pissed.
Mm,
Oh,
she
and
was.
then don't forget that before I left, remember I was gonna feed Peach and I opened the pantry and like three cans almost knocked me upside my head.
Yes, so it was like all kinds
Like,
of
what the
bullshit.
hell? Like they narrowly missed my noggin.
So we made it through. We made it to City Hall where the protests were, and it was still packed with people. Not
Yeah, we finally made
many,
it over there.
yeah, not as many as the as what we've seen on the television. We missed that crowd, but there were still a few
A
thousand
lot. Yeah.
there, like hanging out, protesting, and that's where we kind of jump into some very interesting. I'm like very interesting and creative signs.
Oh, yeah. There was some really great signs out
Yeah.
there.
So I'm gonna put some stuff up here, and I there's one I really want to share, but I'm really worried about like if they see it,
Yeah,
they're gonna
it's
be like,
probably not a good idea to
I
share that
can't. So I can
one.
explain
That's
it,
someone you
but
just show people on the phone, like just
yeah,
see.
that's just like, hey, so I don't get arrested for distributing.
Right.
But like it was really really creative, really interesting. The spirit that was flowing there was amazing.
Hmm.
And it just wasn't like Hispanics that were out there. Let me kind of give you an idea of the demographics of Houston because I just shared this in a post that I did for a class for my doctorate. Like the percentage of Hispanics in Houston and Texas is enormous. It really is. Like, so in Houston alone, 44% of the Houston population is Hispanic. That translates to 2.8 million people in Houston being Hispanic. Now, in the state of Texas, we narrowly beat out what they call non-Hispanic whites. I don't know why they
Or
put it
what
like
that
that,
is.
but like, why don't you just call them whites? But anyway,
Right.
but at that, it is very similar to Houston's number, uh, edging past the non-Hispanic group. I think they were in like 39, and the percentage of Hispanics in Texas was 42%.
Hmm.
So massive. And we're a mass. And they said that we are the largest, people under 18, Hispanics have the largest population in general. So, in the state of Texas. So it was beautiful to see how many people were out there protesting. And
Yeah.
not just Hispanic people. I mean, there were a lot of them,
Oh yeah.
a lot of us because we were there too.
Yes.
We're Hispanic for those of you who forget. And I know we don't sound it, but we are.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of them there, a lot of people from all kinds of cultures there. Um, I was really surprised that a lot of Anglos. Like, we always see them and kind of portray them as the enemy because that's what you mostly see when you see the face of MAGA or
Hmm.
the other side. And, if you're on that side, I ain't talking trash about you today.
No. No.
Um,
Well, that's another day.
that's a different show. But,
No.
but the thing is to see that kind of solidarity there and for
Hmm.
all of them to be there for different reasons,
Hmm.
not just because like family or stuff, but like a lot of them were saying our friends are getting deported. Our
Yeah.
friends are, and we can't have that. And it was beautiful to see that. And it was really shocking. And I pointed this out to Roxy, and you can tell him how shocked I was. So we're there at the protest, right? Thousands of people, all in City Hall, all this, that.
Hmm.
The police were there.
Yeah.
They were very cool, very chill.
They're just there,
They
just
they
hanging
were
out.
they were prepared for, but they were just hanging out in the
Hmm.
shade and just, didn't bother us, weren't walking amongst us, weren't
Hmm.
they were just as
They're literally just
peaceful
off to the side, just hanging out, watching everything, just
as
making sure
peaceful as
everything.
peaceful could be. And I went over
Hmm.
there, I took some pictures of them, and I thanked them. There's a couple of them who like made eye contact with me. I thanked them. I don't know if you were there for that. You're kind of wondering.
Mm-mm.
But I thank them for being
Yeah, I
there,
was wandering around
being
somewhere.
cool about everything. They were just great, so I have to admit HPD was just they had it together. There's a
Mhm.
few state troopers we saw when we were leaving, but not very many of them.
Mhm.
But again, getting back to what shocked me, so we're there, we're protesting, but the opposition never showed up.
Yeah,
There were no
you did say
MAGA
that.
members. I was at least, and honest to God, I even told the Roxy this. I was expecting a few Klan members to show up because the Klan is in Houston as well, but
Mhm.
not one of them. No, none of the opposition showed up,
Mm-mm.
and I was in shock, to be honest.
Yeah.
I was telling Roxy, it says a lot. It says a couple things. It says, A, either a lot of people are starting to realize what's wrong, or B, there's way more of us that outnumber the opposition, and they didn't show because of that.
Hmm.
Um, which is true. I think that's kind of true, We were peaceful. We were there. And I have to admit, me and Roxy didn't have signs. We didn't show up with signs. We showed up like in media mode. Like we're gonna do
Yeah.
interviews, we're gonna talk to people, we're gonna put these pictures out on the internet, and that's what we're gonna do. And peaceful as peaceful can be. Oh,
It was really nice. Like
mhm,
it was great actually. Like you could it was a good energy that was in the crowd. It wasn't like this, stressful or fear or
mhm.
anything like that. It was like a really good energy.
Yeah, it was very peaceful, very loving.
Hmm.
Everyone respected each other. Like there was a couple little things where I heard where like people were like getting angry with each other, but it
Hmm.
wasn't like a racial thing. It was a leave him alone. He's here for the same reason you are.
Right.
Maybe it was more like a style of protest type of thing. And so that was kind of nice. Um, and it was cool to see how the crowd chilled out other people who were acting up. And
They're
it
like,
was,
hey, 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 we can't have that.
yeah, it was very short-lived. Anyone who was
Hmm.
acting up, it was very short-lived. And
Yeah.
it was just really interesting to be there amongst all that. Matter of fact, let's see if so this is the first time I'm gonna do this, so bear with me if it doesn't go great on the show. Uh Uh, I'm doing my best. I'm going to try something different here, and what I'm going to try is I'm going to share a couple of interviews that we did there, and this is going to be raw. All right, Roxy, can you see my screen?
I can.
Yay! So this is going to be raw footage of what's happening, raw footage of the video of the interviews that we did. We got a couple of really good interviews. And
2, 3. Hello, Vara the VC.
and this is what you're gonna get. You're gonna hear me do the 1, 2, 3, and then jump into it. But that's the best I can do. This is just raw. It's a new way of us trying to. Normally, I would have edited this and done a more professional thing. Yes, you can see how fat I am, but but here we
That's
go.
why I stay behind camera.
You're right. And here's an interview. These it's a married couple, and were a very nice couple, very gracious to give us an interview. They didn't want to be identified, and we respected that.
Mm-hmm.
So here we go.
See our show still here out at the No Kings protest in Houston, Texas. And we've run into, sir, what's your name?
I'd rather not share.
Good, perfect, don't. And so, what is it that had motivated you to come out here?
Honestly, just seeing what this regime is doing to our country and doing to the people of this country, I think it's just extremely important for us to everybody, every American citizen that wants to fight to stop our people being taken away, stop the people that are making us food, that are taking care of us, being snatched off the streets. We all need to be out here voicing this fight, being vocal, and vocally stopping any form of fascism that brings itself onto our streets.
How long have you been out here?
We've been out here maybe since around 11.
Around 11? Okay,
Around
so you've
11.
been here for a good minute.
Yeah, good little minute.
Got to ask, how hot are you? Because you are head to toe geared up.
Very, but preparation's a little more important than
Good.
being a little hot.
So, what have you done to kind of prepare to be out here on this hot Houston day?
Well, we got plenty of water. I think that's probably the most important thing for most people. You want to be safe, take care of your body, take care of yourself, stay hydrated, stay as cool as you possibly can. I know that might look a little contradictory here, but I'm good to go. But I think keeping yourself safe and hydrated, cooled off, and keeping your people safe, keeping an eye out for your people is also going to be the most important part as well.
Wonderful. Has there been anything here that you've seen in particular that has just really resonated with you?
Honestly, just the community. People of all creeds and ethnicities coming together to fight this fight. It's a beautiful thing, and it truly it's truly the essence of the United States. Just community coming together to fight.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much. Vara the VCR show, and here also with Roxy.
Yeah, I wanted to mention that Roxy was there. Like, in case anyone's like, "Where's Roxy?" Like she was,
Behind the camera.
and I can prove it because here's a photo of us there at the. Look at how hot I look. Like even Roxy looks a little warmed up.
I was
But
like, look, you can see my sweat on my shirt. Like it was
it
hot.
really was. So in Houston, like
So
it's no
hot.
the heat here is no fuck around. It had to felt like in the hundreds yesterday. But no, Roxy was a bit of a rock star. Some people recognized her, and then people loved her shirt here. This "Be Kind" and it has a little bee on it. So opposed to my dumb
Yeah.
ass wearing all black and a Batman
I
cap.
almost wore black and then I was like, no, it's too hot. I need something light that
And
doesn't
and
attract
like I
me.
said, people were just this young lady here, and wanted to do better with his photo. It wasn't great, but see, look how HPD is here. They are
Mhm.
prepared in the event of an emergency, but all honesty, they just stayed where they were, and they were very cool. They were very
Mhm.
awesome. This young lady was out there protesting. She came with a distressed American flag, and she was just really great. We have some others here who I love their signs. Their signs were some of the best. Like there were some very creative signs. Unfortunately, I think there's like maybe one or two I can't share with you type of
Yeah.
situation. I will
So
share.
you gotta be careful.
Yeah, I will share this one. And see, this is an older lady, and you have a younger lady here, and they're protesting together. It was very peaceful. It was just great. It was a beautiful thing to see. I'm gonna jump into
Mhm.
one more interview before we run out of time because I feel like, it was important to voice what they're
You
telling
good?
us.
Okay. 1, 2. Hello, Vara the VCR show, and we are here at the protests in Houston, Texas, the No Kings protest, and we are here with
Taylor Williamson.
Jonathan Williamson.
Jonathan Wilson. Okay, so we are here at the protest, and we're just going to ask. So, what is it that motivated y'all to come out to the protest?
I mean, several things. Um, for me, I kind of have a personal connection to what's happening right now with mass deportations. I own a community-based mental health organization, and we support folks on Medicaid, undocumented folks as well. Some of my clients have been detained by ICE recently. So it really breaks my heart and it destroys me. So that's one of the main reasons why I'm here right now, to advocate for the population that my organization serves.
So let me ask you this: what kind of, you can guess like percentage wise, what kind of percentage of clientele have been affected by this? Like, how many people are you kind of missing?
Yeah, I mean, we're a newer organization. I would say even though it's just a handful of people, that's too many.
Right.
Yeah.
No, one too many.
Yeah.
And you, sir, what motivated you to come out?
Oh my goodness, a million things, but mostly, I mean, I grew up in Houston and around Houston, and like I've grown up around the Mexican community, and I don't like seeing my friends and neighbors deported. Right now, I'm sponsoring an immigrant for citizenship, right? And it's not the first time, and it won't be the last. I work as a home builder. Many of the people I work with are not here documented, right? And it's just crazy to me that this guy's talking about bringing down the cost of housing and wants to deport so many of the people that are building the houses, But beyond that, just I hear what goes on with her daily as well. And like when I hear about a kid getting detained, it's I mean, we're crying regularly in my household.
Well, thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all so much.
So that was the Williamsons, and they were very
They were
gracious.
great. And
They
that
were really
story
great.
like really hit me. And I was just like, wow. I was like,
Yeah,
when she started talking about her organization, I was like, wow, we picked some good people.
yeah, and I wanna show I do want to show, let me see if I can't scroll a little down. Okay, good. It's blocking the other one, so I won't look at that. But some of the photos, I'll write an article and I'll put up some other photos that were just really great. Let me take a peek here. Oh, damn it, there's that one. So never mind. I can't block that. But like this young lady was just amazing, looked great,
Mhm.
doing her thing. And it was beautiful to see so many people coming out and protesting. Now, I want to share this sign because I thought this was the most creative sign I had
Oh
seen
yeah.
there. Uh, let's go with it really quick.
Like I wonder how long it took him to make that thing.
Go ahead whenever you're ready.
If you can identify who the second guy is, that would be great.
That would be really great because I'm still trying to figure out who
Uh,
that is.
yeah, like
I
seriously.
know the first one and
Yeah.
the last
Oh, who
one,
the
but the
last
one in
one
the
is.
middle,
But
I was
like
like,
I kept telling Roxy, I think that's Putin, and she was like, "No, I don't
no,
think
I'm not,
so."
that's not him.
And then she,
Because that's what I thought at first too. And I was like, no, that's not what he looks like though.
so there's that, and that was the thing. But it was great to be there. It was great to be part of it. Roxy, give me your thoughts of the protest overall before we close this out.
It was a really great turnout. I was really proud to see how many people came out, and I was really happy that everything stayed very peaceful.
Hmm.
And I think that there was a big big message sent that, yesterday with everybody that turned out all across the nation. So
Absolutely.
I think it was beautiful.
Yeah,
Very proud of us.
N nationally, this is a very big deal. Like
Mhm.
nationally, this is huge. Um, people from all across the nation. I don't think there's a state that didn't join in. Uh, that sends this message that hey, we're not happy. And it's true. A lot of Americans are not happy right now. They're very upset. Um, you know, four cities in Texas alone held protests, which is going to be Houston, Austin, Dallas, and San Antonio. Um, every state had some kind of protest.
They had
Uh,
one in Bryan, Texas too.
Oh, they probably did. They probably did.
I've been seeing videos on TikTok, like all these little cities. I'm like, oh, this is great.
So I'm going to share this really quick before we run out of time here, but I'm going to share this really quick. It's a map of like the confirmed
Mm,
protests
mhm,
that were there. So if other cities put together, but as you can see, there's a lot of them. Like all these little red dots, all these cities: New Orleans, Gulf Point, Tallahassee, Largo, uh, Los Angeles. California had quite a few, but California, Portland. These are just the confirmed ones. That doesn't even go with the non-confirmed ones. But
mhm.
that's millions upon millions of people protesting. And look at this, just all kinds of people everywhere protesting against what's going on. And all I can say is, look at this lady. Look at this lady
Mhm.
out there on a walker. If that doesn't scream, that doesn't scream justice. I don't know what does. So this is just our thoughts on the VCR show. If you feel
Yeah,
like you need a protest, go do it.
yeah. Take a
Do
stand.
Yeah, do what you got to do. Make your
Together, united we stand.
There
Together,
you
we can make something happen.
Exactly, we totally can. But in the meantime, maybe you were at a protest and you want to share that. You can do that to the VCR show at the VCR show at gmail.com. Check out our website where we have all kinds of new cool articles happening. And if you want to share your protest stories with Roxy, you can do so at her social medias, which are.
On Facebook at Roxy Perez.
You have been listening to VCR, creative content by Richard Christopher Vara and Roxy Perez. Logo by Richard Christopher Vara with assistance from Annie Ramirez. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can reach us at thevcrshow@gmail.com or our social medias at Instagram and Twitter at The VCR Show. And you can also check out our content at thevcrshow.com. The show's song is Addict by Nefex, instrumental, and you can find them on YouTube Music Library.